right. Hello and welcome to That's So Auburn. I'm Nancy Backus, Mayor of the City of Auburn. And today's episode is all about the middle part of our official Parks Department's name. I'm talking, of course, about the arts, live theater, community performances, and the future of one of Auburn's most beloved downtown gathering places. Today, I am joined by two people who help make so much of that work happen. Allison Hyde, the City of Auburn's art supervisor, and Jim Kleinbeck, our theater program coordinator. Allison helps lead the city's arts programming from public art and gallery exhibits to events, performances, and opportunities that connect residents with creativity throughout Auburn. And Jim works closely with our theater programs, performers, directors, volunteers, and audiences to help bring live productions to Auburn. Not to mention the summer camps with Auburn's youngest thespians. And I know you have a shirt on today, Jim, that is kind of giving some ad space, right, to the summer's production. And of course, this is such a fun time to have this conversation because there is so much happening right now. Bravo is currently preparing the Auburn Community Junior Players production of Disney's Newsies Junior, with performances coming up Friday, July 24th at 7 p.m., Saturday, July 25th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m., and Sunday, July 26th at 2 p.m. at Auburn Riverside Theater. We're also looking ahead to the new Auburn Avenue project downtown. Yay! For so many years, the Auburn Avenue Theater was a place where people gathered, laughed, listened, watched films, performed, gathered, and made memories. After the original theater was damaged and ultimately had to come down, we've been busy working and building towards something very meaningful. A new theater that honors that history while giving Auburn a modern performing arts space for the future. Now, this project is about more than just a building, of course. It's about downtown, about local artists, about families, about young performers getting their first chance on stage, and about creating a place where our community can come together. And it should be opening sometime next year, coming 2027. Allison and Jim, thank you both so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thanks so much for having us.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time. I know it is a busy time for you both right now in the summer, so having you come in means a lot. So why don't we get started on the questions? How do you feel about that?
Let's do it.
Feel good.
All right. Well, Allison, let's start with the big picture then. When we talk about the arts and theater in Auburn, what does that work look like today?
So Auburn's future is looking really bright for arts and culture. There's
Love
so
to hear
much exciting things happening right now, both currently and to come. So construction's currently underway for Auburn's upcoming theater, as you mentioned, and also the downtown park with a really large-scale, beautiful public artwork that will be within it. So with both of those things adjacent to the Postmark Center for the Arts downtown, it's going to be such an incredible gathering place and nexus of energy for the community. So it's a really exciting time.
I am just so excited that the construction, I know people don't always like construction. It can get a little messy at times and maybe streets are blocked off for a while, but oh my gosh, the end result for this is going to be so amazing. So, Jim, for residents who may not be familiar with Auburn's theater program, how would you describe it?
I would describe it, well, first of all, we consider it a program of the City of Auburn, but it is a community theater experience. I have been with it since we started in 2010, and my intention with other people was to involve the community, bring people together so they can perform for the masses. If you want to say that,
including the grandmas and grandpas,
exactly, everybody. And
yes.
So we have we really try to reach everybody. So we have our Auburn Community Players, which is our normal main stage shows. We have the Auburn Community Junior Players, which is our theater camps. Hopefully once the theater's back, we'll be doing back to 2 that we were doing before. Yeah. And then sometime down the road, hope to bring back the Auburn Community Teen Players.
Ooh.
So
Wow.
All kinds of good stuff.
All kinds of good stuff to come. And I look so forward. These performances, this isn't just some run-of-the-mill show that's put on here. These performers work so hard. They practice, they run lines, they make make the sets too sometimes?
We have other individuals that do
Okay.
that sort of thing. Sometimes they help. They
help.
help paint and build and
Yeah.
put stuff together. But yeah, there's a lot of people involved and a lot of time put in, and a lot of it's volunteer time.
Yes. And so you don't need to go to that big city up north of us. You can stay in Auburn and have a great theater experience. And it's going to get even better a year from now when we have, in 2027, that new Auburn Avenue Theater. Right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
exciting.
All right. So, Allison, Auburn has such a strong history with community arts. Why is it important for a city to invest in arts programming?
Well, I'm really excited to answer this one because I feel like Auburn does really have an incredible reputation for arts and culture, and a long history of community arts engagement. So that was not done overnight. That took many years of dedicated commitment from city council, mayors, city staff leadership to make Auburn's programs what they are today. And I know that the community is really grateful for that. So in my opinion, the arts are really integral to a city's well-being. Arts have a way of like communicating beyond language that can connect people in a really profound way. And I think for that reason, it's so important to have that, because it's not only about the quality of life of our residents, but also the people who come here to celebrate and come together with us. So, and the thing about the arts and culture that I think is so interesting is that not only is it an important form of self-expression, of creativity, a way to bring people together, but the arts actually generate a lot of indirect economic income as well for a city.
Absolutely.
So it's creating jobs for creatives. It's bringing visitors to come to town that might go out to dinner. They might
be
get gas
hungry
down
visitors.
the street. They might
Yes,
stay at a
hungry
hotel.
and thirsty visitors.
And so we're creating jobs for local creatives and bringing people here. And it's just, whether you're taking a class, going to live music, it's all connecting people through arts and culture and also creating vibrancy for Auburn's downtown.
Right. A lot of people may not realize that economic development is not just about a business or what type of business a city is known for, but it's that full effect, and that includes the arts, right? What makes a city vibrant? What makes people want to come there? What makes them want to be there and experience all of the things that city has to offer? And our arts program, I think, is just something to be really proud of, and has been, nurtured through the years, as you said, and it's just going to continue to get better and better. So, Jim, Bravo, as we know, Bravo has been such a recognizable part of Auburn's performing arts scene. Can you talk about what Bravo is and what audiences can expect from it?
So Bravo, over the years, from if you want to go back as far as when I started, Bravo was...
Oh, that's a long time ago.
It's a long time ago. I've only been here a few years, since 2007. So it was a handful, maybe a half a dozen shows that we would present at the PAC, the Auburn Performing Arts Center. And when I came in, the theater was just leased. And so
That's right.
we weren't sure what we were going to do with that space and what we were going to, present or rent or produce. Or at first, we weren't going to produce anything.
And the cooking too, right? There was a kitchen in there.
There was a kitchen in there. There was a kitchen in there. A full kitchen.
There was a kitchen in the theater.
But Bravo is it's a variety of performing art offerings. And I say performing art offerings because that's a wide coverage. We've from tributes to original music to comedy, kids shows, and then of course our theater programs. Theater programs are probably one of the biggest parts of Bravo right now.
Oh, really?
Yes, as far as like we do more produced shows, and than we do of our things that we're bringing in. They're already ready, and yeah, it's huge. It's we get more bang for our buck.
So you really are creating a passion for the arts and for the theater.
Right.
And it's homegrown, it's local.
And I'm able to provide those people with that creative, with that theater creativity that they have, a place to do that, where some places they can't get in the door.
Right.
I'm like, I'm going to give somebody a chance and be a part of our Bravo series one way or the other. I mean, over the years, I've come across a lot of different people and seen them starting out as new performers, and they're like, they're not the best performer in the world. And then several years down the road, I've booked them into one of our postmark shows.
There you go.
And,
there you go.
Because I've seen the growth.
Right.
So
it's the passion, and it's just like with sports or anything else. It's allowing young people the opportunity to explore.
Right.
Right. So that's just like right now. Bravo is working on Auburn's Community Junior Players production of Disney's Newsies Junior, right, as it says on your shirt. So tell us about the show.
So Newsies, if you don't know the story, basically it's about the young people, the basically children that sold the newspapers for the big newspaper companies way back in the late 1800s, and they decide they're going to go on strike, and they want better. They want better. They want more money. They want better conditions. Yeah.
Yes.
And so Newsies Junior is a watered down. I don't want to say watered down. It's an abridged version.
There you go.
Abridged version of Newsies, the full, because there's a full scale musical of Newsies.
Right.
And so that gets the kids get the opportunity to tell a story that's not like, we've done a lot of the cartoons for the theater camp, the Disney cartoon shows,
right.
So they wanted to do one that was more of a real life kind of a situation.
There you go.
So,
Newsies Junior is about young people finding their voice, as you said, and standing together. So what makes that a good fit for a youth production?
Because they are the young people that are wanting to do art. They're wanting to perform in theater productions and such. And a lot of times you come into that, it's like right now, we have 55 kids in that camp.
Wow.
For 3 weeks, 55 kids, and they all audition on Monday. They all auditioned for, there's a lot of various lead roles. Well, not every kid's going to get a lead role. And so our little 7-year-olds are probably not going to be, Jack or Catherine, which are some of the main, the lead roles in that show. They're going to be Newsie number 4. Well, they're going to, so this year. I've seen kids, we have a couple of, they're young adults now, and they're out performing in the professional world, and they started in our theater programs. And, they've both worked on the Fifth Avenue stage, and they've done a lot of other stuff. Seattle Children's Theater. They're doing professional theater. That's what they wanted to do growing up. And they started in our program, which is, I watched these kids.
You gotta be like the proud papa.
I really am.
Yes, you should be.
I went to a production of Annie that the Fifth Avenue did the last time they did it. And there was 2 or 3 names in the program that said either Auburn Avenue Theater or Auburn Community Players.
Oh.
My little heart
I love that.
just about burst. I was just like,
I knew them when.
Right, exactly. So it's just like, the more I can see of that, the more proud I am of the program and the people that have worked in the program and have been a part of the program. So that has to just be so rewarding and so fulfilling. The long days, sometimes we can't make everybody happy all the time. No, we cannot.
We try our best. We really do. But when you get to see kids living out their dreams and you see them performing on that professional stage and know that you had a part in that, that just has to be the best.
Yes, it's totally the best. I can remember one of the first theater camps we ever did was Alice in Wonderland. My nephew was in it. And my sister put him in. He was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. And it was so funny. We were getting ready. We were cleaning up the theater. And we were like the day before the actual performances. And I'm like, Cody, how's everything going? He goes, I don't think we're ready, Jim. I think we need some more time. Here's a kid that didn't want anything to do with it in the beginning. And I was like, I don't think we're ready. I think we need a little more time. I said, I think you guys are going to be okay. I've seen the rehearsals and the tech rehearsals. I think we're going to be all right. He goes, okay, Uncle Jim. Okay. I'll listen to you. I was like, I don't think I convinced him, but he still wishes we had more time.
Well, we all wish we had more time for everything.
Well, there is that.
But for the families that are listening, what should they know about the Newsies Junior performances coming up July 24th through the 26th?
Well, they are open to the public. Tickets are on sale now. You can go to the city's website.
auburnwa.gov.
auburnwa.gov/theater.
/theater.
And it'll take you right to that page. And only thing on there right now are the 4 shows.
Awesome.
Because we haven't released the next season of Bravo yet. So
okay, well,
you won't get lost. You'll find the performance.
You won't get lost.
Come to Auburn Riverside on the 24th, 25th, 26th. Is that what? Yeah.
Yes, 24th, 25th, and 26th.
Come see 55 kids have the best time of their life.
Oh my gosh. I love that. So how do productions like this help young people build confidence, teamwork, and creativity? You kind of touched on it, but the confidence. Tell me a little bit more about the confidence. You were mentioning your nephew and not wanting to do it to begin with, and then getting to the point of feeling like, oh, there's not enough time. But how was he on the stage that
Oh, it was wonderful. I had the best time of his life. He was fine. I knew he would be. Well, look what cloth he's cut out of,
Well, there you go. His sister's amazing.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things where it's like you get a lot of kids that come in the first day. Yeah. And it is the first day of school.
It's the first day of school and nobody knows
they're sitting on the wall waiting for other people to come in, and then they see one of their friends. We've got a lot of returners every year.
Good.
We've got a lot of new people. Mm-hmm. And it's great because I would say 9 o'clock a.m. is when the camp actually starts. So like some of them get there a little early because their parents have to go to work. But they sit there and they're going, oh, what am I doing? You can just look at their face. And it's like they got that look in their eye like, what am I doing here? Why am I here? But by the end of the day, everybody's jazzed, everybody's pumped. They've auditioned, they've sang, they've danced, they've read some lines. And
so do they get all of that stuff in advance so they can practice it before?
Yes, we send out this very lengthy letter that's got all the information. We tell everybody to read the whole thing, and they can they picked up their scripts like a week before, so a week or two before, and we give them kind of an idea of what we're going to be working on for the audition, so they can take a look at that. So they can prepare some, but we do some preparing that first day.
Sure,
there's a lot of cat herding that day, but it's very organized and done very well.
Organized chaos.
I've got a great staff.
Yes,
that's what I've got a couple of educators. One of the professors of the theater arts at Central Washington University. Oh. She's been a part of it for a while. Another gal who's a theater teacher in the Puyallup School District and stuff, but very, very, very educated, very experienced group, working with that huge group of kids. That's a big group.
That is a big group. So I would anticipate the audience to be filled with grandparents, moms, dads, sisters, brothers, cousins, all that.
They know them, they're there.
Yes. But tell me how important it is for that community support. So you may not even know someone in the production.
Right.
So why should someone who doesn't know anybody in the production come out and support this?
Well, I'm a little biased, but I feel that all of our productions that we put on are high quality, even for the theater camp. And with, like I say, with the production staff and the kids that are so eager to perform, their parents, their friends, their parents' coworkers are going to come see them in the show, and they know them, and But having people there that don't know them, to me, as a performer and someone who works on the other side, off the stage, I think it's important because it lets our community see that we are doing things. We are working from our youth all the way up to I always say in auditions that, like we started whatever age we're starting at, all the way to like 99 and above. Mm-hmm. So you want to come do theater in Auburn, because we are all about, accepting everyone.
You are welcome here.
You're welcome. You're here. You come and have a good time, work hard, put on a great show. And we get, a lot of community support coming out and seeing shows. And there's people, I'm like, hey, who's in the show that you know? Oh, no, we just saw it. We thought we'd come and see it.
Oh,
And see,
I love that.
That's really cool.
What it's all about.
So that it's a big part of it. So
that's awesome.
if you're out there and you want to come see the show, it's going to be fabulous. Come see it.
July 24th through the 26th, Auburn Riverside Theater.
Oh, yeah.
So all three of us have a lot of fond memories of the old Auburn Avenue Theater, right?
Yes.
Yes. So let's talk about that. This project means a lot to a lot of people in Auburn. What do each of you remember about the original theater and maybe a little bit about what that meant to the community as well?
Well, I guess I can start it off with, when I was 10 years old, I saw Grease. 1977.
Yes.
Sat in the back loge chairs, rocked my way.
I loved those
rocked my way
chairs.
through that whole show. And
Greased lightning.
Yeah, then, of course, when I got hired to run the theater, I found out that not only did my aunt work the box office and the concession stand and took tickets, my grandmother worked in a little restaurant that was right next door called the Pop Inn.
Uh-huh.
And Shirley used to come in and say, don't let Henry come in there and get any of the candy bars. He's not supposed to be eating that stuff. Henry Mullendar, Shirley Mullendar, the former owners.
Mr. Mullendar.
And you probably know of them because I don't remember them.
Yes.
I would think I was too young. And
fine. Age me a little bit more.
Sorry.
Yes, Mr. Mullendar used to come out before every show, every movie would start to tell all of us kids how to behave ourselves. And Mr. Mullendar had a presence about him. He was a large man.
He was a large man.
And so nobody ever wanted to have the wrath of Mr. Mullendar. He wasn't a mean man.
Nope.
But nobody wanted to have the wrath of Mr. Mullendar. And I went to school with one of his sons, Glenn. So, there was no way I was ever going to do anything wrong. I do remember him, though, helping me one time because there were some boys that sat behind me and I had long hair and they put gum in my hair. And Mr. Mullendar helped me get the gum out of my hair. And also, I saw how Mr. Mullendar can be disappointed in someone when he was talking with those boys that were behind me. So he did have it in him to put the fear in you if you did something wrong. But I will always remember his kindness for that and not just cutting the gum out of my hair. Allison, how about you?
Well, it's hard to follow Jim's history with the theater, but I came on with the city almost 10 years ago, and I think one of my first experiences being over at the theater was working with the Poet Laureate program.
Oh, yes.
So once a year for National Poetry Month, the theater would transform into an opportunity to showcase poetry. And so I helped organize Poets on the Ave.
Poets on the Ave.
And it was really amazing to see the effort, the sense of community and commitment, and to have that really professional, beautiful venue and showcase for that was incredible. We had the Washington State Poet Laureate come out for that, multiple different former poets laureate, and it was a really incredible evening. It's a really committed community, and I could tell that they really felt honored to be able to be presenting in that space.
So might there be another Poets on the Ave after
There
we
might be.
open? Ooh, you heard it here first, folks. There's a scoop. So Allison, from an arts perspective, then what does it mean to have dedicated theater space in downtown Auburn?
So having a dedicated theater in downtown Auburn will have so many benefits for the community. It will not only increase accessibility for the arts, it'll increase foot traffic and vibrancy of Auburn's downtown in the evenings and on the weekends that I feel like it currently, lacks.
It's lacking.
And then allowing us to grow our arts programming pretty dramatically. Jim and I have been in the works behind the scenes talking about what opportunities this will help create for us to be able to take what he's been doing an amazing job moving on the road, having it different venues, but having our own space is really going to be able to drastically increase our programming and also increase the opportunities for programming of all ages. Jim mentioned increasing the camps. There's going to be a theater. What was it? The theater training or the no?
I think I mentioned bringing back the teen.
Oh yes,
theater
yeah,
group. Yeah, because we did that for a number of years, and then when the fire happened next door, and then when we tore the building down next door, then we didn't have a theater, so it's like
it's been gone for a while.
It's been an interesting time frame for that.
You have been the touring. The touring shows. Right?
I have taken the show on the road. Literally.
Yes.
Yeah. And honestly, just bringing people together. It will create just this incredible draw and hub of creative energy in downtown Auburn that I think is really, really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think too with the, having this short term bringing the show on the road has helped, getting community involved because we're up at Green River.
Right.
And I've got to work with the fabulous folks up there at Green River, and they've been very gracious to us, bringing comedy shows out to the golf course, working with the bogey staff and, doing that out there. And, always working with Carol at the PAC. And, and it's going to be exciting once we have a smaller theater downtown. The PAC is wonderful. PAC is a great place.
PAC
for
is
big,
a great
big,
place.
Taking nothing away from them. But at the same time, I miss being at home.
There is a lot to be said about being at home. So you've mentioned that you've had to operate differently. What have been some of the challenges continuing theater programming while the city's been without our beloved Auburn Avenue Theater?
Getting the people to the shows that were normally coming to the shows, because a lot of them, don't want to go up to Green River at night.
Fair point.
Not to say that we haven't had a lot of people up there, because we have.
Right. You've had a lot of people that maybe didn't want to come down the hill at night.
And there's those that go, the shows are great, but the venue's not that great. I said, we understand that. This is temporary.
Right.
This is temporary.
It's allowed us the opportunity.
Yes, it has.
And a huge, huge shout out and thank you to Green River College for allowing us that space.
Suhoon is the... she's the director of what is that? What do they call that? I can't think of the term, but she's who I've been dealing with. Suhoon, yeah, she takes care of the facilities up there. She does all that stuff, and anybody that rents up there works through her office, and she has been wonderful along with her staff.
Well, that, again, a huge shout out and thank you to Green River College. They're wonderful community partners. In fact, I remember years and years ago, you were up at Green River Community College.
A few years ago.
What was the name of the group?
The Green River Music Company.
The Green River Music Company.
I was in that group for a couple of years. A traveling Las Vegas style floor show.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Yes, it was great. It was a good time.
You guys put on great shows up there. So let's get back to our shows, and things. I know, I digress a little bit.
Yes,
So the shows have continued even with the challenges. And I think that speaks volumes about the families that are involved, the staff, the audiences. So a huge kudos to everyone who has helped make sure that the arts and the theater programs in Auburn have been consistent, albeit in a different location, but there has been consistent opportunities for theater and for those who want to be involved. So the new Auburn Avenue Theater is being designed as a modern performing arts space with roughly, I always say 299 seats, but my notes say with roughly 290 to 310 seats. So how does a space like that change what we can offer?
Oh my gosh. It's, for one thing, the first 3 rows are removable. So when we do our tribute shows and people want to
stand up and
in
the mosh pit.
We don't use that term.
No, is that not? It's not. I'm old.
I know. I was talking with someone about that the other day. But yeah, you can do that. We'll have that opportunity. We'll have a bigger stage area, bigger performing area. All the lighting and the sound will all be brand new, shiny, and we may be using some of the stuff that we've used before.
Awesome. We don't have to throw everything out.
It's going to be able to, being right down there on Auburn Avenue and Main Street, it's it's going to be like a a theater beacon of light right there. You know, I mean, right on that corner. I mean, we've got the postmark. We'll have the theater. We'll have the park. It'd be like our own little arts district.
It is our own little arts district.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
So, Allison, how do you see the new theater fitting into that broader downtown experience with restaurants, let's hope small businesses, Postmark Center for the Arts, public art, community events? What is your vision? How do you see that all working?
Well, what I've seen in other cities over the years is that often arts and cultural hubs create that sense of belonging and excitement within a city.
Placemaking.
So, yeah, it's placemaking. It's a place where people can feel comfortable and gather and call it home. And whether they're doing yoga in the park or going to a matinee theater show on a Saturday or coming for one of our free workshops, there will always be something for people to engage with. And it will be this exciting place for people to go where there will always be something going on. And hopefully people start saying, oh, have you been to downtown Auburn? Because they've got all this amazing stuff going on. And not that we don't already, but it's just going to be even better. I'm so excited for what a year from now is going to hold, because I can see people going for walks through that beautiful new park downtown. That green space is going to be so incredible. And to be able to program it, I envision things like movie nights or live music on the stage out behind the postmark where people can bring their camping chairs and sit and listen to live music on a summer evening. There's a lot of potential there, and it's going to be really exciting.
That's what I wanted to ask you about that. So there is that stage behind the postmark or on the south side of the building.
Yeah.
So that is going to be for for bands or small orchestras, small quartets, something like that.
We can fit some big bands on there.
We can fit some.
They'll
big
just have
bands.
to squeeze.
They'll
together.
have to squeeze. They'll have to be friendly with each other, but we can get them out there. So I'm really excited about the chance for open air entertainment too.
Absolutely. Yeah. People can walk down the streets of downtown Auburn and hear music and come over. I mean, we always envisioned, live music or performances on that stage, maybe a food truck or two, and everybody just having a good time, hanging out on the grass in the park and letting kind of art and culture and this downtown energy all come together in a really amazing way.
Yes. And while we love food trucks, we also want to make sure that our brick and mortar restaurants are getting the love too, because they have stuck with us and they deserve a lot of love and a lot of appreciation, and also your patronage. So hopefully I'll put in a little plug and say, please visit our downtown restaurants as well. So, Allison, the theater project, as you mentioned, is connecting to our downtown park. We don't have a name for it yet, but I know that's upcoming. That'll be so exciting. And public art, so that includes The Gathering Tree by artist John Fleming. Why is that connection between the theater, public space, and public art so important, do you think?
So, public art, I think, really is about placemaking. It's about prioritizing art as something iconic for the city, that the city celebrates creativity, and it's important for the city, that sense of creative expression. And so for it to be right at the entrance to the theater, I can see people gathering there, admiring the way that the light changes through the leaves on the ground. And then, as they eagerly await getting to go in for their show at the theater, it's really exciting. And it's important that those things are united and connected with one another. So I think having that public art at the core of this beautiful new downtown park it's going to be really iconic for Auburn's downtown and really help create that sense of placemaking that the surrounding buildings will also help to develop. So
wonderful. So Jim, once the theater opens, I have some ideas of my own, but how do you imagine the experience changing for the performers?
Oh my gosh.
It's night and day difference, isn't it?
Let me tell you, first and foremost, there will be a bathroom
Yes,
backstage.
the green
You knew
room.
I was going to probably say
do. The
there'll be a
green room
green
will
room,
have a
dressing rooms, and a green room. We'll have all of that stuff backstage for our performers. They're going to love it. I've got them asking me all the time because I work with a lot of the same performers, year after year, and a lot of the same, actors are coming to do shows with the Auburn Community Players. I'm like, what's going on with the theater? What's going on? If I had $1 every time someone asked me I'd have a good couple $100 probably.
Well, you could add more good things to the theater.
Right, exactly. So, that's just being able to have a space with room to do what you are wanting to do on stage, plus have room on the sides. The old theater loved that building.
I did
Loved
too.
that building.
I did
From
too.
the quirky backstage to the aisleway that goes up and out, which is like, if you weren't watching what you were doing, it was going to catch you. I always told the audiences to be careful when they got up. They had to get up for any reason because the theater has a lot of character.
It did have a lot of character.
Our character for this new theater will be a little different because it's not going to reach up and grab you and throw you down to a hard surface. So, it's just going to be a nice place to create art.
Right. Yes. It will.
A beautiful place.
It'll be a beautiful place. And while, as you said, the character of the old theater, and I mean, everyone who has performed there or had anything to do with that theater is always going to have fond memories.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
And the backstage, it was tight back there.
And I wish I could have kept all of those walls back there.
I know.
With all of the autographs.
autographs. Oh,
I did cut out Brandy Carlisle's and Dave Grohl's.
Good.
And I might make a little shadow box out of that.
Excellent. Yeah, but even they, if they needed to use the restroom, would have to go outside into the alley, not stop there, but come back in the front of the building to use the restrooms because there were no restrooms backstage. So I think that's huge. But I think this new space is going to validate everyone's experience. And if they are the performers, it validates their worth as a performer.
Correct.
So so excited. I'm just giddy over
it shows to those. I mean, I think it's important that it shows to those performers and people that go, even just people that are theater goers, that we as a city care about the arts, not just the public art, about the performing art, about any sort of art, all the arts. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So
your middle name, Parks, Arts and Recreation, your middle name, it's all of that, right? And it's going to change the experience for the theater goer.
I'm getting goosebumps.
I know. It's going to change their experience as well. So can we have a little maybe glimpse of what kind of performances or programs could the new theater make possible in the future? Is there anything you want to, divulge here today?
Wow. Are you talking about things that I've got? Well, I will say I did secure rights to a pretty decently famous, more contemporary show that has been out for not too long. It's a story based on 9/11.
Oh. Okay.
But if you know the show, I don't know if you know the show.
I'm not thinking I do right now, but I bet after this I will.
I bet you'll know. This is July, I'll tell you. But those people that are within the theater culture will know. And it's something that is the rights have just come out.
Ooh.
Not too long ago.
Well done, Jim.
So, yes.
All right.
But yeah, and some of our same old stuff that people love traditionally. The Danny Vernon's Elvis at Christmas time.
Oh yes.
If I don't bring Danny Vernon at Christmas time, I'll be in big trouble. And we might be able to do the Army Band in our theater.
Oh yes.
We might have to do a couple performances.
We would,
one
yes.
day, but we might be able to do that. So
Very nice. Very nice. So Allison, tell me, how do you see the Postmark Center for the Arts and the Auburn Avenue Theater? Will they ever be open at the same time? Will there be that synergy going on?
Jim and I have talked about that quite a bit. We could do pre-show, post-show performances, meet the performers.
VIP meet and greets.
VIP meet and greets even. No, we love the idea of finding ways to be able to collaborate between the spaces where, people could come and maybe they do, little appetizers and meet the performers or the musicians before performances and things like that.
Post-show dessert.
Oh. Postres and the Postmark.
We've talked about expanding the theater camp programs to maybe do a mix and match with art program. So kids could go do
Oh.
performing arts and then come over and do a visual arts and kind of grow art
Stop it.
collaborations
Yep,
that
yep,
way.
yep.
So there's some ideas brewing.
You
Yeah.
two have just really been brainstorming. I am thrilled to hear all of these
Well,
things.
so one of the things that we're going to do, we're going to try it this next season. We have a couple of shows at the Postmark that will be a dinner and show experience
Well,
featuring cultural flavor. So,
Yeah, we're really excited
Yeah.
about that.
oh my gosh. Is this
So-
is it kind of a scoop that you're
Scoop.
Are you,
This is
are
the
you
scoop.
scooping it?
This is a
Yeah.
scoop.
We're
This is-
scooping it
this
here
is
today.
like, if you're not on the inside, you don't know this yet.
Ooh,
And now
I
you're on
didn't-
the inside.
I feel like I'm an insider now because I did not know any of this.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
makes my heart so happy. So is there anything else that we should talk about today? Is there anything that I've missed that you want to share about this experience, what's coming?
I will say being a part of the design experience has been awe-inspiring and eye-opening at the same time. There's a lot of stuff I don't understand. I don't care to understand. I'll never understand it. A lot of that building stuff that
Yeah.
I've sat in, I'm going, why am I here? But then there's a lot of stuff where they've asked my input, which is, I feel, I guess, a little honored to be a part of that
Yes.
experience. And so to watch it now unfold before our eyes, right now over there, they've got the big drill out and they're drilling big holes and filling them
I know.
with rocks.
Do they
and
call
stuff.
that an auger or
Do they?
something?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But they're shoring up that
Yes.
land there.
Yes.
So it's exciting. It's very exciting. I mean, it was a tearful experience to watch it come down.
Oh, I know.
I probably went down there one time by myself, and I'm glad I was by myself
Mhm,
because it's like I spent a lot of time in that building,
Yes.
but I'm excited to spend some time in the new building too. So
Yes. You'll always have the memories.
yes,
Right?
always.
No
yeah.
one can take those memories away from you. And now there will be an opportunity for a new generation of people to build new memories. And for those of us who had the opportunity to be in the old theater, to allow those memories and all of the great things that happen there to continue to exist and to build on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything from you, Allison, that we've missed?
I think the only thing I wanted to mention is just acknowledging the amount of behind the scenes work that has gone into this. Jim, kind of mentioned that briefly with the design process, but there's been an incredible amount of grant writing to obtain funding from outside of the city to create the theater. So, acknowledging that the city received an incredible amount of outside funding to help support the creation of the
Yes.
theater. And so that's been really incredible. And also just the community support.
Yes.
Over the years, there's people who have spoken up, small organizations, arts and cultural nonprofits. There's so much energy and excitement for this space and so much support. So it's a major staff lift. It's a citywide major project.
Yes.
And yeah, the designing of the theater, the project management has been incredible. Matt's done an amazing job leading
Yes, he has.
leading on that project. And yeah, it's a big undertaking, but it's well worth it because the community impact that this will have is going to be really incredible, and it will be it'll just last for Auburn's future for so long. So I'm excited to see it come to life.
Water treatment plants, they're exciting, but not
They're
as
necessary.
They're necessary.
They are definitely necessary.
But like a theater, a brand new space to open to the community, to bring the community together.
Yes. You know what?
So
If I
huge.
brought in someone whose life work was water treatment, they would probably say the water treatment center is
Probably more
so important.
Yeah. No.
They can coexist.
Right. Yes,
Right?
they can.
coexist.
They need to coexist.
They need to
Because without them, we
coexist.
don't have water at the.
This is
theater,
true.
you know?
This is true. And Allison, you were mentioning all of the grants and things, and I would be remiss if I didn't thank two of our legislators who really were supportive in this, and that is Representative Chris Stearns
Yes.
from the 47th, and also our dear friend who just recently passed away, Eric Robertson, who truly loved this community, and I'm I'm sad that he won't be with us when we cut that ribbon.
Sure. Yeah,
But
me
he
too.
will. His memory will be there with us, and he was a huge supporter. And so, thank you to both Chris and Eric for their work, and thanks to both of you for joining me today.
you for
I'm so
having us.
grateful
Yeah,
for the
thanks so
work
much.
that you do to keep the arts alive and thriving, I might add, in Auburn. And then also to everyone that's listening, I hope you'll come out and support Auburn Community Junior Players' production of Disney's Newsies Junior.
Newsies
Performances are Friday, July 4th at 7 p.m., Saturday, July 25th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m., and Sunday, July 26th at 2 p.m. at Auburn Riverside Theater, located at 501 Orovitz Road Southeast in Auburn. And as we look ahead to the new Auburn Avenue Theater, I hope our community feels the same excitement that I do. This project is an investment in the arts, but more importantly, it's an investment in our people. Thank you both for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.